All right, I'm on the phone with Maine Maritime Academy women's basketball coach Craig Dagan. And, Coach, how did the exhibition game go last weekend?
Everything went well. It was a great opportunity for our young kids to get out there and get their feet wet, so to speak, and they all performed very well. Our 5 leading scorers were freshmen in the game, so that bodes well for the future of the things that we're trying to do. But I was very pleased with the kids' effort, and we ended up doing a lot of really good things.
You've got the first real games now this coming weekend with the Pepsi Mariner Classic. You've got to be excited, and I'm sure the kids are, just to face someone new, and rather than running up and down and playing each other in practices.
Yeah, we're excited to get things rolling and get on a regular schedule as far as a couple, 3 games every week, and break up the monotony of practice in 6 days a week for sure. And but I think the kids are very well prepared at this point in time. They feel prepared, they feel confident, and our goal this week is to string 3 more good practices together in hopes that we can walk on the floor Saturday afternoon against UMaine Presque Isle and feel like we're ready to handle whatever's thrown our way.
So you've got tell us who's participating. So it's Umpy, you, Endicott College, and then the 4th team is
UMass Boston. So we open up at 2:00 on Saturday in the first game of the Pepsi Mariner Challenge, and against UMaine Presque Isle. Then at 4:00 on Saturday, Endicott and UMass Boston play, and then the 2 losers will play in the consolation game at noon on Sunday, and the 2 winners will play in the championship game of the tournament at 2:00 on Sunday.
And then you have a week off until you take on St. Joe's.
Correct, we do, and which will be good. It will be good to go back and have a couple games. And, the learning process and the learning curve is so great with 7 freshmen, so to have that time early in the season to go back and process things and watch film, and for them to really process on the floor and in the film room is certainly helpful in their development. So we've got a little bit of time to before our preparation for help with our preparation, for St. Joe's, and then we've got another week to 9 days before our next contest over Thanksgiving break against Thomas. So the schedule is definitely favorable for us in the sense that it gives us plenty of preparation time. But, we've got some tough games coming up, and we're focused on Presque Isle right now and excited for that one. And then if we're fortunate enough to beat Presque Isle, we'll start our preparation that night for the next day.
How much film work do you guys do on a weekly basis?
Well, obviously it depends on how many games we have, but last year we watched film for about an hour before practice. The way that the film exchange stuff or the video editing equipment is nowadays, it's pretty incredible. So a lot of the film work gets done before the kids even get to practice. Within 24 hours of our scrimmage on Sunday, the entire film was broken down, so we can send clips via email to all of our players. They have access to the entire system to watch all of our offensive sets, all of our defensive sets. So by the time the kids get to practice, they're expected to have watched some of that stuff. So, when it's all said and done for each opponent, we're talking somewhere between 2 and 4 hours, depending on what we're trying to accomplish.
Wow. I mean, that's a lot of time. And practices typically run, a couple hours?
Couple hours. This time of year, we may go a little bit over 2:15. We're going to start tapering off a little bit this week, which will probably only be out there, an hour and 45 to 2 hours. And then as the season progresses, we try to back off and, an hour and a half, an hour and 15 minutes as we get into January and February.
And this time of the year, I mean, is there still a lot of conditioning, or is it more drills and factoring in the conditioning as well?
Yeah, I've never been a big just conditioning coach. As a matter of fact, I could probably count on one hand in the first 24 practices how many times we've got on the line and just run. For me, most of our conditioning is done through drills. So if we're doing things and structuring practices the right way, we're getting all of our conditioning without the kids even realizing that they're conditioning. So, but we're in a pretty good place. I mean, we had, I think, 20 fast break points on Sunday, and probably could have had a lot more if we tried to back off a little bit so that we could execute sets and execute our offensive stuff. We're far more athletic than we've been in the past, and the kids definitely have a mentality they want to get out and run, which is going to certainly create a more exciting brand of basketball for sure.
The last time we spoke, you mentioned that you were just getting 2 players back, Maggie McConkey from soccer, and then
Tess Clark from
volleyball. How have they acclimated to practices?
Very well. It's everything. Maggie is a couple practices in already. You could tell that she was getting comfortable, and she's obviously got a lot of experience under her belt, so it's not as challenging for her to make that transition, but she did a really good job. And
she's not like trying to punch the ball out or anything,
No.
She's realizing it's basketball and not soccer goalkeeping.
Yep. She's made that transition well. And then Tess Clark's volleyball season unfortunately came to an end on Saturday,
right.
And we had a shoot-around Sunday morning, which was her first opportunity to practice with us in our shoot-around, and then we played that afternoon, and we told her at the beginning that suit up, and we're going to try to get you in for a couple minutes towards the end of the last quarter just to get your feet wet and get out there and run around a little bit. And we put her in for the last 4 minutes, and she scored 9 points. So I think she's acclimating well.
That's all, and 2 spikes. So I mean, it was great.
No, she's a talented kid. I mean, she obviously had a really good freshman year with volleyball and was the rookie of the year. And not putting any expectation on her, but she's got the talent to have the same type of impact on the basketball court for us as well. So we're certainly excited. And last night was our first practice, and the progress from the first 15 minutes of practice to the end of practice was significant with her. So I don't think it's going to, within the next few weeks with her, I think that we'll see a dramatic improvement, and she's going to have the potential to have a pretty big impact on what we're doing this year. And like I said, our freshman class overall is talented. Our upperclassmen have done a fantastic job of acclimating them. Our upperclassmen have worked hard, and certainly their impact is felt. And our freshman class is super talented, and I think a lot of their comfort level right now is due to the fact that the upperclassmen have done such a great job with them.
And your captains this year, tell us about your captains.
Yeah, Christy Willie, junior from Mount Ararat. She's done a great job. I mean, worked her butt off, and I think she has the potential to be one of the best players in the conference this year, and on both ends of the floor. And she's done a really, really nice job for us. And then Rebecca Campbell is a fifth-year senior in our graduate program here. Missed the entire year last year due to back surgery, and it's just she's 6'4" and has such a presence in the middle, and had a couple really big monster blocks in the scrimmage. Just good to have her back out there, and with her in the paint, it allows our other players to be a lot more aggressive on the perimeter, knowing that she's behind them. And but what she does off the floor is just as significant to our program as what she does on the floor. I mean, she's a polarizing figure, and she's somebody that everybody looks up to, literally and figuratively, and is going to have a tremendous impact on this season. So the two of them are our captains. They've done a great job so far, and we do put a little bit of emphasis, Chris, on captains, but to be honest with you, all my upperclassmen are expected to be leaders,
right.
and they embrace that role, and whether they've got the C on their left chest or not, they're all expected to embrace that role and do great things, and so far so good.
Well, with 7 freshmen on the roster, I mean, it's certainly incumbent upon the upperclassmen to, I guess, bring them in and to share the Maine Maritime way of things and how you do things and how things are expected of you, because I mean it's an honor to play for Maine Maritime Academy.
It is, and we do things differently. I've been in a lot of different places, and the expectations here, in a lot of ways, are far greater at the Division III level than most institutions because of the academic rigors and as well as what we expect from them on the court. And for us, this is a lot more than just basketball. These are life lessons that we're teaching them every day in hopes that they're going to leave here and be better people and better professionals in the real world. So. That learning curve between your freshman and sophomore year of the expectations, and then when you get to juniors and seniors, you're expected to pay it forward and do what those other people did for you. So we spend a lot of time in our program talking about that stuff, and for the most part, our kids do a great job with it. And yeah, I'm proud of them. I'm excited. Listen, we got a great group of kids. I'm excited because of our depth. I'm excited because of our talent. But I'm even more excited because of the quality of the kids that we have here this year. And I certainly expect big things from this group.
That's awesome. I hope to see you Saturday, and best of luck this coming weekend, and we'll chat next Wednesday.
Sounds good. I appreciate it, Chris. Have a great week.
Thank you.